2:41 Eastern is the tip time for Michigan and Northwestern. The Wolverines are the only ranked Big Ten team playing on this Wednesday night, but plenty of happening elsewhere. We'll start in the Big East. Number 6 UConn is in a dogfight right now on the road at Butler. Just a couple of seconds before halftime, it is 40-38 Huskies, and I believe UConn's about to go to the free throw line. This has been a back-and-forth game. Butler's led for a good chunk of this first half, with the Huskies primed to take a lead into the locker room. In Big East play, coming off a loss, their first in-conference play back on Friday on the road at the only other ranked Big East team nationally, St. John. So Huskies up by 3 now at the half after a free throw. Elsewhere, 14th-ranked Florida. They pasted Georgia a few weeks back at home. They're doing it again tonight, this time on the road.
23-12 Florida. Boogie into the paint, driving kick, swing it to Lee up top. Brown with a quick touch pass out to Xavier on that one. He'll step into a 3 off the dribble, and a pair of threes now down for Xavier Lee, who was 1 for his last 14 coming into tonight.
That's Sean Kelly from Learfield. The 14th-ranked Gators jumped all over Florida. It was 11-0 out of the gates, a 16-point lead at the half, and currently a 51-36 edge down in Athens, 7.5 minutes into the second half. Florida, after a slow start in the non-conference, they are in first place in the SEC. They're 8-2, primed to go to 9-2 for the defending national champs. Elsewhere, also a fast start in the Big 12. Number 16, Texas Tech, is all over Colorado at home, 22-8, 8:15 to go before halftime in Lubbock, as the Red Raiders 7-3 in Big 12 play, trying to stay in the hunt for a Big 12 regular season title. And then the only ranked team to be trailing right now is in the ACC. Number 20, Clemson, is down 52-47 to Virginia Tech, 11:32 to go down in the Low Country. Tigers 10-1 in the ACC, tied for first coming in with Duke, but have trailed for the majority of this game against the Hokies. So that's it for the night. Outside of the 2 overtime games in the Big Ten last night, the other notable result in the top 25. Number 5, Iowa State lost at TCU. Frogs closed the game on a 12-0 run to win by 7. All the other ranked teams won last night fairly handily. Houston at Utah, Duke at Pitt. Miami did upset North Carolina after their big win. The Heels over Duke. Heels then go on the road, lose to Miami. Then everyone else took care of business. Not a whole lot going on tomorrow. In fact, no top 20 teams tomorrow. And then just the game on Friday involving Michigan State and Wisconsin before heading into a loaded Saturday that features Iowa State, Kansas. That's a top 5 showdown. Duke and Clemson, that's a top 25 showdown. Florida, Kentucky, top 25 showdown. And Arizona, Texas Tech. Wildcats, remember, the number 1 team in the country. They lost their first game of the year on Monday to Kansas, trying to avoid back-to-back losses. And you know who's ranked number 2 if they can take care of business this week. Meanwhile, the women's basketball team at Welsh Ryan Arena tomorrow to take on Northwestern at 9. That precedes a top 15 clash, round 2 with Michigan State at Chrysler on Sunday, after the Wolverines won a thriller in overtime in East Lansing a few weeks back. Again, we're counting you down to Michigan and Northwestern on the men's side. Here tonight, we'll take a timeout, get Dusty May's pregame thoughts next as you listen to Michigan basketball from Learfield.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is the place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
We are Laurentide Winery, founded by Michigan alums Susan and Will Bramer, and proud to bring you amazing wines made in Leelanau from 100% Michigan-grown grapes. This season, our award-winning wines debut at Chrysler and Yost Arenas. Laurentide is grateful to be part of your celebrations, dinners, and game day traditions, as each purchase helps support our Engineering Scholarship Fund. Visit our tasting room or explore our wines at shop.laurentidewinery.com. Thank you, and go blue.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad. Or the seriously smart podcaster? It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
We're closing in on tip-off, so let's head into the Michigan locker room and hear from head coach Dusty May. With Coach May, here's Brian Bush.
Before we get into the matchup, Elliot Cadeau, you've talked about his turnovers. It's not as simple necessarily as everyone is a mistake on him. Sometimes good defense, sometimes somebody else. So are his 0 turnovers because of him here in these last 2 games? What have you seen from him as of late?
Yeah, his decision making and just keeping the game simple. He's such a bright player that sometimes he takes some chances, and on certain teams that's fine. But with our team as talented as we are, we're trying to minimize the home runs or the tough plays and just keep it really, really simple. Trust each other. But yeah, we are moving better without the ball. Our spacing's improving, and we're slowing down again. I felt like early in the year we were playing fast, but it looked like we were playing slow, and we got away from that a little bit as we tried to create more off the dribble, and it seems like we're settling back into that rhythm and flow.
To Northwestern, obviously you got to start with Martinelli, who his minutes are actually down from last year when he played every single second in the matchup here at Chrysler in overtime. Where has he expanded his game to get to a point where maybe the supporting cast isn't as proven, yet his numbers have continued to be impressive?
Well, his ability to make jump shots in pivotal moments is impressive. He's never been a shooter from 3, and it's still not the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but he knocks it in, and he's so strong. He's always on balance. He likes contact. And his minutes are probably down a little bit because he's had to carry so much more of the load without Barnheiser. Him and Barnheiser split a lot of the shot creation last year, and then before that they had Boo Buie. So he's never had to carry this much of the offensive responsibility, and so I'm sure that's exhausting.
The rest of the team, obviously a lot of young guys, new pieces, and there's been some real ebb and flow to how Coach Collins has operated his rotations, who gets minutes, usage, all of that. What else do you feel confident in knowing you're going to get from Northwestern, personnel-wise or just system-wise?
Well, the physicality, every time that we've ever competed against Chris Collins' team, they're gonna fight you for every inch. They're going to do a great job of keeping the ball out of the paint. They're going to be well-schooled defensively. They're very similar to Nebraska in that they don't really make mistakes on the defensive side. You know what's going to happen, and at times you still can't beat it. And so those are the things that really stand out. And then they run creative stuff offensively. They typically don't have the most talent in the league. Obviously, with a couple NBA players the last couple of years, they've had ample, but they've had to run good stuff to get their guys the shots they're looking for, and then they shoot a lot of mid-ranges, which mean misses are softer, so you've got to do a good job of blocking out.
Coach, appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you, Brian.
Michigan and Northwestern. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
At Greenleaf Trust, we're prepared to help you win. Our clients, having achieved financial success in their own endeavors, come to us not for what they already know, but rather to benefit from our considerable expertise. With a nearly 100% client retention rate and specialized wealth management disciplines, Greenleaf Trust's team helps clients play the long game, from one generation to the next. A brighter future begins at greenleaftrust.com.
Hey Wolverine fans, it's college basketball season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Alley-Oops. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Michigan basketball games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Michigan Wolverines. Let's go Wolverines! SeatGeek.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
If you haven't listened to the Defend the Block podcast, here's what you've been missing.
Morris Johnson Jr., you guys came in here very mature. It just felt like a business-like performance. How much has that been a staple of what you guys bring to the table?
We come on every game, every approach like a business game, because we got something we're trying to do at the end of the year. Can't just get too high or get too low about the previous game. It's about what's going on now.
Defend the Block, covering Michigan basketball all year long on MGO Blue Podcasts. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
A busy time of year for the Maize and Blue. The end of a little 2-game road swing ends tonight in Northwestern. The 181st all-time meeting between Michigan and Northwestern. Wolverines coming in, doubling up the Wildcats all-time 120-60. They've won 8 of the last 10. Only meeting this year. Last year's was a doozy, 80-76 in overtime at Chrysler. Vlad Golden with 31 points. Michigan with a win tonight would go 2 games up on a flurry of teams in the loss column in the Big Ten. So a prime opportunity for the Maize and Blue. For the call of the game, let's head out to Welsh Ryan Arena. Terry Mills and Brian Bush. Guys.
Rob, thanks so much. Great pregame from you. Had some great conversations as well as we get ready for the Wolverines' 24th assignment of the season and a chance to assert themselves in the Big Ten standings, with the Wolverines now 2 games up in the loss column over 4 other clubs: Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State, and Purdue. The Illini at 11-3, the other 3 at 10-3. Terry Mills, how does Michigan get the job done here? What are your keys to victory?
Yeah, well, offensively, Michigan's got to play to their strengths, and their strength is getting in that paint and dominating that 2-point category. Michigan needs to keep that ball popping on offense and run that assist total up. Number 2, they got to attack the glass. Michigan has showed me a new way that they can win ball games, and that's getting up on that glass, getting some second and third shot opportunities, get some putbacks. And last but not least, they got to find a way to contain Nick Martinelli on the defensive end. Mr. Everything, Big Ten leading scorer. I mean, his stats is just unbelievable, and they have to play through him, and Michigan's got to find a way to slow him down.
Yeah, only P.J. Haggerty, who's with Kansas State this season after spending last year at Memphis, has scored more points in college basketball since the start of last season than Nick Martinelli, who averages 23 points a ball game. Those are Terry's keys to victory. As expected, Martinelli is the top of the scouting report for the starting 5 for these Northwestern Wildcats. 10-14 overall, 2-11 in league play. Their wins at USC and at home against Penn State. They've dropped 3 straight since that victory over the Nittany Lions on January 29th. In the backcourt, it is Jaden Reed, who's 5th in the Big Ten at 5.1 assists per ball game, joined by Jake West, a talented freshman who dropped the season-high 18 at Carver Hawkeye Arena against Iowa on Sunday. Nick Martinelli joined by Tyler Kropp and Trey Singleton, a couple of freshmen up front for a Northwestern team led by 13th-year head coach Chris Collins, who is at 500 in his time here, 204 and 204. He is 4-13 against Michigan, but he dealt Dusty May and FAU a season-ending loss in the 2024 first round of the NCAA tournament. That was the last game Dusty May coached with the Owls before he came to Michigan. The assistants, Chris Lowry, Bryant McIntosh, Shane Southwell, and Brian James. For the second-ranked Michigan Wolverines, 22-1 overall, best start in program history. As mentioned, 12-1 in the Big Ten. Elliot Cadeau has been brilliant, as we talked about with Dusty May. 14 assists, 0 turnovers over the last 2 games. at the 2 spot, playing in front of more than 20 family members and friends here. Here is hometown of Chicago, Damari Burnett, game 132, and this is 6th collegiate season. Up front, the big three who combined for 49 points and 32 rebounds in Columbus on Sunday. Yaxel Lendeborg 9 points away from 2,500 in his college career. He's at the 3 spot. The 4-man is Morez Johnson Jr., who had his 5th double-double this season against the Buckeyes, and Adai Mara, career-high 24 points. And he had his first 2 3-pointers against the Buckeyes. He starts at the 5 spot, and we'll jump it up here momentarily. The aforementioned Dusty May in his 2nd season in the Maize and Blue, 49 wins and 11 losses. In his 8th season as a Division I head coach, 175 and 80. The assistants, Mike Boynton Jr., Akeem Miskadeen, Justin Joyner, Drew Williamson, and today's pregame assistant guest, Kyle Church. Our officials on this Wednesday night, just outside of Chicago, Brian Dorsey, Vern Harris, and we learned pregame, the pride of Jackson, Michigan, Earl Walton. With the national champion Terry Mills, our engineer Tony Butler, and our host Rob Joyce, I'm Brian Bush. Welsh Ryan Arena, they did a great job renovating this place. We were here 2 years ago. Michigan was going through it. Boo Buie set the all-time Northwestern scoring record in that ball game. That was a Wildcats win. Otherwise, Michigan's taken 8 of 9 in this series, and there is plenty of maize and blue in the crowd tonight.
I tell you what, this looks like a home game for Michigan, so Michigan's got to be focused. Don't give Northwestern any kind of confidence. Have that mentality of all gas, no brakes here.
Yeah, and that Penn State game on the road for Michigan in early January, it was about a 50-50 split. Maybe not quite that much, but I'd say at least 30% maize and blue here. And if you look up toward the upper deck, probably even higher when you get away from the season ticket angle. Trey Singleton jumps it up against Adai Mara, and Mara easily back taps it, soaring over the 6'8 Singleton. Michigan in blue, Northwestern in the alternate grays on this Wednesday night as the Wolverines work from left to right as we start things out. High to the right side, Lendeborg, pitch it Burnett, right pocket. Up toward the point, Mara, guarded closely there by Tyler Kropp. Now Cadeau, whip it right wing, Burnett, shot clock at 9. Burnett trudges to the right elbow, jumping past left wing, Cadeau, catch and shoot 3-ball, airborne in a swish. And the Wolverines start well with Elliot Cadeau's 39th triple of the season, matching his 2-year total at North Carolina, 3-0 Michigan.
Yeah, good ball movement to start off the game. Michigan was able to move that ball from side to side and get that Wildcat defense to shift them.
And right away, that 3-pointer brought to you by Citgo Top Tier Tri-Clean Gasoline. Michigan fans, when you start with Citgo, you're good to go. In between the circles, Jake West patrols for the Wildcats. Skip it to a curling Kropp, fades away over Mara. Missed it strong. One-hop rebound into the arms of Adai Mara for the Wolverines. A minute in, 3-0 Michigan. Wolverines number 3, Cadeau lofts it up. Bobble grab by Johnson. Almost a steal for Martinelli on a dangerous pass. Now no-look feed. Right corner, 3-ball Burnett, too strong. Weak side rebound, leaping up by Lendeborg. After a season-high 14 caroms, he gobbled up against Ohio State. Cadeau alley-oop, slam down right in front of the right side of the rim from Adai Mara. Cadeau with a 3, then he sets up the alley-oop, 5-0 Michigan.
Well, it all started by that offensive rebound by Yax. Talked about being able to pound them on the glass.
Singleton, left lane line, pitch it cross court, right side Martinelli, does not trigger. Instead, vacates on a handoff to Reed. Give it back, Martinelli, working against Burnett, shot clock at 7. Pump fake, shoots, scores, counting the foul. Burnett whistled for the infraction by Brian Dorsey. And the Wildcats on the board with a guy who scores more than anyone in the Big Ten, Nick Martinelli. He goes to the line for a chance of 3-point play, 5-2 U of M.
Well, Martinelli very crafty there. I mean, he catches you with your hands extended out there like that. He's going to try to draw a foul, so.
Martinelli became the 4th Wildcat and the first since John Scherna in the 2011-2012 season to lead the Big Ten in scoring. Has a chance to do it again here this season. 5th nationally in points per game. Free throw, he shoots it at 80%, tickles the twine there. And the Wildcats cut it to 2. 5-3 Michigan, 18-12 here in the first half in the lone regular season meeting between these two. And meeting 181 all-time, Michigan has doubled up the Wildcats 120-60. Jumping past Lendeborg in toward Mara, laid it up, missed it. Right block with the left hand. Rebound Martinelli for Northwestern. Point blank look, then a whipped pass West in toward Kropp. falls down, kicking left side. Reed with a 3, and he knocks it down. One-arm pass by Mara. A bobble gathered in by Lendeborg underneath the cup. Give to Burnett, laid it up from Johnson, no good. Rez misses it, rebound Martinelli. 6-0 Wildcats stretch, and then Burnett trips Martinelli. Number 2 on the Chicago native, Namari Burnett, at the 17:41 mark. And a quick stint coming for Roddy Gale Jr. as the Wildcats have a 6-5 lead and a 6-0 run.
Yeah, you could see the look on Amari Burnett's face is almost as if he couldn't put the brakes on. You know, that was kind of a la Jeremy Fears, if you will. It just kind of stops and pulls in your lane.
Inbound Jaden Reed works from the right wing to the left wing to the right lane line, fades away and scores it. And the Wildcats have 8 straight. It's 8-5 Northwestern, 2.5 minutes in. Cadeau dances right baseline, lob it up, caught and laid up and in by Johnson. On the right block, nifty move. Cadeau has been responsible for all 7 for Michigan, 8-7 Northwestern. Reed high to the right side, skip it, Crop right wing. Good crowd on hand. Should be a sellout tonight. Martinelli, left wing, angles of the free throw line, spins in, and he walks with it. Cadeau pulled the chair from underneath Martinelli, who can't believe the whistle from Vern Harris. Wildcats turn it over for the first time, and this team is second to Houston nationally in fewest turnovers. Their first here, 8-7 Northwestern, 3 minutes in.
Yeah, well, you got to expect that this game was going to start like this. I mean, Northwestern's playing with a whole lot of confidence right now.
Tugged by Reed as Johnson had some space. Mara found him, and that is like a football pass interference before an easy touchdown. That would have been a dunk for Johnson. Instead, Reed gets his first and Northwestern's first foul of the ball game. So Cadeau triggering in baseline right. 8-7 Wildcats, 16:55 on a halted first half timer. Gale, who replaced Burnett with those 2 fouls, has his first touch right baseline, works into the paint, pivots a little bit, jumps over to the right corner, a pass to Cadeau, well short from 3, and Reed secures the rebound, but then lost it out of bounds. Good hustle from Elliot Cadeau. Chris Collins saying he wants a review. We'll see if Chris Collins and the Wildcats do it a little bit more than 3 minutes into this first half. Yeah, it's a risk this early, and Collins says no, he does not want to review it.
Yeah, kind of the emotions got the best of him there because I always feel that coaches will jump out there and use it early.
Inbound Lendeborg spins into the paint, bumped by Singleton and got fouled. So Singleton picks up his first foul. And it was an inbound, or a foul on the floor, so an inbound for Michigan, down to Northwestern 8-7, 16:43 left first half. Angelo Cheravino, the sophomore from here in Chicago, chimes in for the first time for Northwestern, spelling Singleton after that first infraction.
Yeah, good to see Yaks being aggressive, using that dribble, trying to get 2 feet in the paint, able to draw a foul.
Inbound Mara, pass left wing Johnson. Lost it for a moment, gets it back, push past center circle Cadeau, and that block and logo in purple trimmed in white. Right wing Gale, lob up a post pass Mara, backs down with 4 on the timer, spins in the paint, jumping past left wing Cadeau, wide open 3, got it as the shot clock expires. Cadeau, 2 triples and 2 assists for 2-pointers, 10-8 Michigan, 16:16 left before halftime.
Yeah, I love that mental clock that Adai Mara had in his head. He didn't fall for the student section counting down.
Right side rebuttal 3. Reed airborne in a swish. Jaden Reed's 22nd triple of the year. Wildcats back in front 11-10. Wolverines quickly to the other side. Gale shot fake left wing, drives inside, had it blocked out of bounds. Last touch, Tyler Crop. And immediate timeout coming. So the Wolverines jumped down to a 5-0 lead. Northwestern countered with an 8-0 run, and they have an 11-10 advantage on the number 2 team in the nation, Michigan, with 15:55 to play first half. 11-10 Northwestern here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Club Keno Tripler Time is back, and some folks still have a few questions, so it's time for another round of CK Q&A.
Is there a Tripler Time dress code?
We call it Keno Casual.
Oh, do I need 3 friends to play Tripler Time?
No, but the more the merrier.
During Tripler Time, is it important to stay hydrated?
Yes. 3 cheers for Club Keno. This month, random tickets will be printed with a doubler or tripler message. Find one and all your prizes will be doubled or tripled. Club Keno Tripler Time. Available on all Club Keno tickets only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
You're 60 seconds away from more Michigan basketball. But first, a local break here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Ford has just announced new offers on the 2025 Bronco Sport. Right now, check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend, which comes standard with 5 available GOAT modes. AZ Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $319 a month for 36 months, with $1,939 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Payment includes $1,000 Open Trade Assist and $750 ICI Alternative Cash. Offers are only valid on Package 200A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by March 31st. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this Bronco Sport Big Bend for $319 a month for 36 months while it lasts. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Northwestern the early edge, 11-10 here on the Wolverines with 15:55 to play in the first half. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce on hand here tonight. And as the official property restoration partner of Michigan Athletics, Belfour Property Restoration is celebrating and honoring first responders and members of the armed forces in our community. You can nominate someone at mgoblue.com/hero. Well, Jaden Reed with 8 points early on for Northwestern. He came in just 6 points a game over his last 7 after dropping a season-high 28 against Illinois back in mid-January. He's been the star of the show. What have you seen from Michigan's defense here as the Wildcats are 4 of 5?
Yeah, well, Michigan is doing a good job, and they're contesting the shots. I mean, Northwestern is just knocking down the shots, but you look at the overall numbers, Michigan is playing good basketball right now. Northwestern is just red hot right now.
These two teams played an overtime clash last season in Ann Arbor. Wolverines won it 80-76. The only player on Northwestern this year who scored in that game last year was Nick Martinelli. He had 20, but it took 17 attempts to get there. Angelo Cheravino, who was back on the floor after a brief stint before the media stoppage, he played 22 minutes in that game and didn't score. Off the inbound, straight on 3, left point from Lendeborg, missed it, and then a foul called, or not on, as Gale was trying to rip it away from his rebounding defender, Martinelli there. Maybe Gale stepped out of bounds. In any event, no foul. It's Northwestern's ball with a 1-point lead, 15:41 left first half. LJ Kaysen on the floor for the first time. Lob up from West left wing to the left block. Martinelli went for the layup, no, but a foul called on Roddy Gale Jr., who's holding up his arms as if he's riding a roller coaster, wondering why the foul was called, but Earl Walton said Gale angled a bit too much and is called for his first and the team's third of the half.
Well, I told you how much Martinelli's a handful simply because he can post up. He can do it from the perimeter, so in that particular play, Michigan's got to put a little bit more ball pressure where they just can't throw it over the top of that Michigan defender that's fronting on the post.
The left-handed shooting Nick Martinelli cans the first free throw, 12-10 Northwestern. 15:32 left first half. Martinelli from nearby, less than 10 miles away in Glenview, Illinois. Turned into an outstanding player as he makes the second free throw. Now up to 5 points today, 15:56 in his collegiate career. That's now 111 games old. Cadeau blows by Reed, went for the layup, swatted away by Arrington Page, who just checked in. The Cincinnati transfer up ahead, no-look feed Reed into an easy layup for Cheravino. It's 15-10 Wildcats. 15:13 left first half. Lendeborg right baseline for the Wolverines, banging in against Page. Lob it up high to the right side. Cadeau reels it in. Cadeau around a modest Lendeborg head, skip it to Yaks, laid it up, score it, count it to foul. Snaked his way past Page, laid it up, and he's got a chance at a three-point play as the Wolverines cut it to 3, 15-12.
Yeah, how about the patience by the Wolverines? Not getting rattled. I mean, I know you're down a few points and the crowd is starting to get into it, but love the patience by the Wolverines on the offensive end.
And another dime from Elliot Cadeau, so he has scored or assisted on every Michigan point so far. Cadeau and Johnson exit their first breathers. Adai Mara returned and Trey McKinney, the freshman, out there for the first time. As Lendeborg, an 85% free throw shooter, completes the three-point play. It's 15-13 Northwestern, just past the 5-minute mark of this first half. Past the timeline crawls Jaden Reed, the junior in the South Florida transfer. Right elbow, steps back, fades over Kaysen and knocks it down. And the Wildcats are 6 of 7 from the floor, and they're in front 17-13 early on. At the point, Mara, leave it for Kaysen. Zigzags right wing, takes it strong right block. Shot fake on Reed, leans in, floats, scores. Yes, counted a foul. Hits the front rim, then lunged over to tickle the twine. LJ Kaysen coaches the foul on Jaden Reed, and that is number 2 on Reed.
Well, hey, if you want to slow him down, you've got to be able to attack him on the offensive end. Good move there by LJ Kaysen.
And decision time for Chris Collins, who is willing, about a little bit past middle of the pack in terms of 2 foul participation. Free throw up, swirls out. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch, Michigan. So Kaysen misses the free throw. And for now, Jaden Reed, who has 10 of the Wildcats' 17, is on the bench. And the Wolverines want to review it. A jumping, screaming Dusty May racing over toward the center court line to try to get the attention of anyone who would hear him that they want to review it. And that was Jacob Cohn's maybe quickest trigger on that we've seen all year, Michigan's director of analytics.
Yeah, I don't think there was a whole lot of doubt there, the way that trigger was pulled.
Especially this early in the game. 14:33 to play, first half 17-15. Wolverines trailing Northwestern as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield. Welcome back here to Welsh Ryan Arena on the campus of Northwestern University. Wolverines trailing Northwestern 17-15. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, and Rob Joyce. Wolverines will win this challenge. And that one was as confident as Jacob Cohn has been. Credit to him for giving Michigan the basketball back. They have McKinney, Kaysen, Gale, Lendeborg, and Mara on the floor. And LJ Kaysen triggers it in baseline left. Surveys the scene. In some trouble. Skip it inside. Mara lost it out of bounds on a bobble. And it is a Michigan turnover and a Northwestern possession. First Michigan turnover. Oh, and that would have been a point-blank layup or dunk for Mara had he corralled it. Wolverines bring some press down. 2, and Kaysen steals it away. Drives in, layup, good. We're tied at 17. LJ Kaysen, an easy rip away, and Michigan back on the press. Skip near sideline. West has it. Jumping pass over to Sheravino, and Kaysen able to hit it off Sheravino. Kaysen lets out a roar as the Wolverines come up with 2 straight press turnovers forced.
Yeah, well, Michigan has decided to turn that pressure up. Anytime you kind of feel like that energy's down, Michigan seems to turn it up, and all of a sudden you see them flexing that muscle from a defensive standpoint.
LJ Kaysen, big-time stretch here. Lob left corner from Gale to McKinney. Left corner 3, missed it short. Rebound reeled in, left elbow by Lendeborg. Back to Kaysen, left wing, had a 3-ball attempt but didn't take it. Right baseline, Gale works into the paint. Skip to a cutting McKinney, had it blocked out of bounds. They're going to say McKinney lost it. No block at all. Northwestern's ball in a herky-jerky first half. 17 apiece, 13:55 first half.
Yeah, and Michigan's jumping right back in that press situation because they've had some success.
Yeah, they're 2 for 2 on it. Into the ball game, Jordan Clayton, who did not score over each of the last 2. This time Sheravino breaks it, but his layup attempt blocked, left block by a dime. Mara deflects to Singleton. Northwestern settles the offense. So a second chance for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Northwestern had a 3-on-1, and Mara was able to handle it by himself.
And then Singleton had his pocket pick, but Mara lost it on the deflection. Singleton has it. Skip inside. Layup slotted out of bounds there by Lendeborg from Sheravino, and Clayton touches it last. Must be a slippery basketball. Wolverines get it back, and boy, good luck to the stats folks in the last minute or so. My goodness.
Yeah, it's not for lack of effort there.
Wow. That may as well have been a volleyball point. 17-17, 13:24 to play first half. LJ Kaysen, who has an early 4 points in just about 2 minutes of action, has the basketball right wing. Steps back, now drives again. Lob up, 50-50, ball intercepted. Deflection by Page into the arms of Sheravino. Up ahead, here comes Jake West. Reverses another block away. Lendebourg comes up with it. Kaysen left to right. Drives in, had it stolen away. A whistle, and it was last touched by Northwestern out of bounds. The Lendebourg block leading into a break, but LJ Kaysen couldn't finish, and Michigan fortunate to maintain possession.
Man, I tell you, you're seeing some athletic plays here. Man, you talk about getting after.
13 minutes even to play here in this first half, 17-17. Will Cheddar's first stint as Roddy Gale Jr. exits. Also, Yaxel Lendebourg out, Elliot Cadeau returns. Damari Burnett picked up 2 early fouls in the first 2:19. He's been on the bench since. Remember, in Damari's 31-point explosion against Penn State, he had 2 pretty early fouls. So ended up with 15 at the half. Some confusion after a substitution, but it seems to be sorted out. Right baseline, Cadeau has it for Michigan in a game tied at 17. Inbound Cheddar feed, McKinney left wing 3 ball, a little bit strong. Rebound, friendly fire, 2 Wildcats had it, deflected after a lost basketball to Mara. Left baseline, Kaysen, double team comes, English is a pass, Mara, 1 dribble, whip it right corner, contested right corner 3 from Cheddar, missed it short. Martinelli the rebound, Michigan is 7 of 19. They've taken already 9 more field goal attempts than Northwestern.
Yeah, just because of that tenacious defense and being able to get up on that glass.
Right wing Page, left alone, shoots a 3, knocks it down. And the Wildcats are a flawless 3 of 3 from downtown. Back in front 20-17, 12-20 before halftime. Left wing Kaysen, rebuttal 3 from 25 off the front iron, backboard and out. Arrington Page cleans up the miss for Northwestern. Left side West, left elbow jumper, up and good. Northwestern red hot from the floor at 8 of 12, 22-17 Wildcats. 8 minutes in first half, media stoppage, next dead ball. High to the right side, Cadeau around a modest hedge from Mara. Dancing to the left point, left corner, Kaysen with it. Sizes up, his defender, that is Martinelli, takes it to the left elbow, in some trouble, underhand pitch. Here's a Cheddar, straight on 3 that hits the rim twice. Clink goes out, loose ball foul on McKinney. You can't believe the Brian Dorsey whistle. Some momentum for the homestanding Wildcats here tonight. Northwestern has held Michigan scoreless in the last 2:44, and they have their largest lead of the night at 22-17. 11:38 left first half. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Score more with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Rep your team with every tap and earn up to 5% cash back through Venmo Stash, a new rewards program where the more you do, the more you get. Get your Venmo debit card today and start earning rewards with Venmo Stash. No monthly fee, no minimum balance. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash bundle terms and exclusions apply at venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem.
10 gallons of gas, cash or credit?
Yesterday's lottery ticket won't fill up your tank. Because when you're feeding a gambling problem...
Okay, your grocery total is $98.
It's difficult putting food on the table, paying your bills, and keeping your life together. If you or a loved one is struggling with gambling, get free confidential help at michigan.gov/problemgambling. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Wolverines have missed their last 7 from the floor, allowing this Welsh Ryan Arena crowd to get into it early on. Northwestern 22, Michigan 17, 11:38 left first half. Michigan fans choose chill. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, where the mountains go blue. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. Terry, your takeaways. Michigan, 9 more attempts, but Northwestern, 8 of 12. Michigan, 7 of 21.
Yeah, hey, let's give Northwestern credit. They came out, they're shooting the basketball, they're red hot. Michigan's just going to have to flex their muscles from a defensive standpoint. The numbers are favoring Michigan's way with the hustle points of the rebounds and putbacks, and just got to be able to get some stops so you can get out and run on the other end.
A couple of weeks ago, Dusty May told our buddy Brad Galley, if you take a deep breath and relax, you're going to get humbled quickly. And a road game in the Big Ten, never easy. Out of the timeout, straight on 3 from Arrington. Page misses off the heel. Offensive board. Singleton laid it up, scored it. Low on the right. Cadeau slow to get up, but he is on his feet, running back to the other end of the floor. Is Namari Burnett with 2 fouls. Back out there, brings it forward. 24-17 Wildcats. Cadeau, give it inside Mara. Low on the right, loses the handle, gets it back. In some trouble in amongst a double team. Still dribbling the basketball, and he walked with it. Turnover number 4 for Michigan. And it goes back to the Wildcats. Mara struggling a little bit today. His 3rd cough up after the career-high 24 back in Columbus on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't see a sense of panic by the Wolverines. They still have a calmness about them, and they'll weather this shooting barrage here.
7 straight for Northwestern. They had an 8-0 run earlier in the half, up 24-17, 10:45 before intermission. Martinelli shot fake, Cheddar didn't bite. Back toward Page, straight on, where he missed that 3 from last possession. Vacates right wing Martinelli. Shot clock at 6. Behind the back bounce, works it on Johnson, leans in, floats it up, no, but Singleton followed up, missed the putback, but got fouled. And he's going to the free throw line for 2 after the foul on Morez Johnson Jr. Number 1 on him, 4 on Michigan. 5 on Michigan.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what has happened right now. Northwestern is playing with all kind of confidence right now. Even when they're missing shots right now, they've got guys flying in trying to get offensive rebounds. So Michigan's got to get back to the fundamentals.
73% free throw shooter Trace Singleton cashes in the first. 25-17 Wildcats. Singleton is the top recruit in Northwestern history. Was a 4-star. 24/7 Sports had him 80th in last year's class. Singleton shoots the second, swishes that one down, and the Wildcats have a 9-0 run since it was deadlocked at 17. 26-17 Northwestern, 10:24 left first half. Lendeborg in between the circles for Michigan. To the right wing, Cheddar. Push past right pocket, Cadeau. Dances and drives into the paint. Flutters it up there. Crawled out. Rebound loose. Secured by Northwestern's Jake West. Slithers ahead. Cadeau poked it away, but it deflects right to Clayton. Now left point. Singleton a 3. Yep. 12 straight for Northwestern. They're up 12 as Michigan surrenders just its 3rd run of 10-0 or better. And Evanston's rocking. Dangerous pass gets to Lendeborg in front of the Northwestern best. Right corner, steps back, shoots a 3. Nowhere close. Rebound loose, secured on a bobble by Singleton for Northwestern. 9:40 to play first half. 29-17 Wildcats. Michigan got some help in the Big Ten standings yesterday, hoping not to give it back on the road here against a 2-11 Big Ten foe. Drive by Page, left lane line. Kick back straight on Martinelli. 3, barely grazed front rim, but it's a rebound that's knocked out of bounds. Page was the closest to it, right corner, but he loses it out of bounds, and it is Michigan's basketball. Wolverines haven't scored in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and even when you get those stops, Michigan's got to be first to the basketball. And right now, when they do get a stop, Northwestern is first to the basketball.
Cadeau walks past the timeline for the blue-clad Wolverines. Cadeau alley-oop and a slam right baseline. Yaxel Lendeborg halting a 5+ minute drought, ending a 12-0 Northwestern run, 29-19 Wildcats.
Yes, and this is the type of game, if you ask me, or what you would face if you were in the NCAA tournament. So we'll see how Michigan can weather these storms.
Left wing West spins in on Cadeau, who keeps him in front of him. Right side Page now trudges on Johnson, works left lane line, pivots into the paint, goes the other way. Hook shot good from 3 feet away. And Northwestern rebuts 31-19. Wildcats inflate it back to a dozen. 8:33 left first half. Wolverines embedded in a 14-2 run. Cadeau right block. Backpedals right baseline. Takes it in. Kick left corner. Burnett catch and shoot 3. Bullseye on a...
The opening 2.5 minutes. Then Elliot Cadeau, who got off to a hot start, made a 3 to make it 10-8. Mere 16 seconds later, Jaden Reed would counter with a Northwestern 3, and the Wildcats would not trail again. Led 11-10 at the initial media stoppage. Cadeau scored or assisted on all 10 Michigan points early on, but the Wildcats were hot, made 6 of their first 7 shots. Took Reed all of 5 minutes to reach double figures in scoring, led by as many as 5 early on. Michigan then tied it at 17. Chaos ensued for about 90 seconds. No points, but 7 combined blocks in the opening 7 minutes. Makes were hard to come by. Michigan crashed the glass, but made just 7 of its first 21 shots, including a stretch of 7 straight misses, and that allowed Northwestern to regain its foothold.
Arrington Page cleans up the miss for Northwestern. Left side West, left elbow jumper, up and good. Northwestern red hot from the floor at 8 of 12, 22-17 Wildcats. 8 minutes in first half, media stoppage next dead ball.
It got worse for Michigan. Wolverines missed 9 straight shots, went scoreless for over 5 minutes, and allowed Northwestern to do something very few teams have this year against Michigan. Go on an extended run.
Slithers ahead. Cadeau poked it away, but it deflects right to Clayton. Now left point. Singleton a 3. Yep. 12 straight for Northwestern. They're up 12 as Michigan surrenders just its 3rd run of 10-0 or better. And Evanston's rocking.
Run ended on a Yaks to Lendeborg jam with 9 minutes left to cut it to 29-19, but the Wildcats red hot for the field. 63% shooting through the under 8 stoppage when it was an 11-point advantage, so needed to dig out of a hole for Michigan. Couldn't string much together on either side. Got to within 9 briefly, but 5 minutes left, back to double digits, 35-24. Yaks a 3-point play, Northwestern a bucket on the other end. Did finally go on a 2-minute scoring skid to the Wildcats. Wolverines got as close as 6, but they shot just 35% in the half. Committed 7 turnovers. Northwestern shot 52%, and there's work to do in the second half for the Maize and Blue. It is 44-35 Wildcats at the break. Halftime show continues. We'll check the scoreboard next. You listen to Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Kohl's gets it. Valentine's Day comes with expectations. Grand expectations, telepathic expectations, and heart-shaped everything expectations. Yes, even waffles. Kohl's has gifts that rise to the occasion. From romantic to playful, sparkly to sweet, or all of the above. Plus, get 15% off some of your finds. So go ahead, exceed those Valentine's Day expectations with Kohl's. Select styles, offer ends February 16th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune to Sirius XM College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis.
He's got it!
So cheer along with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle. Get a quote at Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Michigan. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Michigan and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Michigan.
Michigan trailing Northwestern at the break, 44-35. Time now for another check of scores. Nothing going on right now in the Big Ten. 2 games have already wrapped up. We'll start in Columbus, where Ohio State held off USC 89-82 behind 21 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds from Bruce Thornton. Buckeyes have now alternated wins and losses for 7 straight games. USC, meanwhile, its 3-game win streak is over. They fall back to 500 in Big Ten play, with the Trojans at 7-7. And then Maryland, after starting 1-10 in Big Ten play, just won its 2nd straight league game, holding off Iowa at home 77-75 in double figures for the Terps, led by Andre Mills, 24 points. 1 game still to come, 10:30. Washington welcomes in Penn State. Nittany Lions start the night tied for last in the Big Ten with Oregon, team that they'll visit on Saturday. Top 25 tonight. 1 game is in progress. A laugher in the Big 12 under-8 timeout in Lubbock. Number 16, Texas Tech all over Colorado, 62-38. Again, 8 minutes to go in the second half in the Big 12. Finals from earlier. Number 6, UConn just put the finishing touches on Butler, pulling away 80-70. The final in Indianapolis. UConn is 23-2 on the year. 14th ranked Florida raced out of the gates, never looked back in an 88-66 win at Georgia. So Florida remains on top of the SEC at 9-2. And then Virginia Tech bolstered its NCAA tournament resume, going on the road and getting a quad 1 win, knocking off number 20 Clemson 76-66. Again, through 20 minutes in our game, work to do for the Maize and Blue. It is Northwestern 44, Michigan 35. Brian will look at the first half numbers next. We return on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Champions Circle is the leading Michigan athletics fan engagement community. We connect fans with once-in-a-lifetime experiences, produce public and private events, offer club memberships, and operate an online retail store, selling exclusive apparel, trading cards, autographs, and other memorabilia featuring Michigan student athletes. To become a member or learn more about how you can support your favorite Michigan student athletes, visit championscircleufm.com. Champions Circle is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan Athletics.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the 4th quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Wolverines facing their largest halftime deficit of the season, 44-35 Northwestern. Wildcats led by as many as 12, which is the Wolverines' largest overall deficit so far this season. It was an 11-point hole against Nebraska back a couple of weeks ago. First half stats brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Northwestern shooting 52%. They are 16 of 31. Michigan at 35%. They've taken 9 more attempts, but they've made 2 fewer, and the Wolverines just 4 of 17 from downtown. Northwestern at 42%, 5 for 12. Individually, Northwestern has 2 in double figures, paced by 12 from Jaden Reed, who played much of the first half with 2 fouls against him. Nick Martinelli, the Big Ten's leader in scoring, he's right on pace to his 22.7 points a ball game with 11, though it's taken him 10 attempts to get there. 7 apiece for both Arrington Page and Trey Singleton. No other Wildcat with more than 3. For the Wolverines, Elliot Cadeau has been very strong. 9 points, a team high, 6 assists, and the rest of the team has 4 total in his 17 minutes. Yaxel Lendeborg on his way to 91 double-doubles in his collegiate career. He's got 8 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes. 4 apiece for Mara and Johnson, 3 for Burnett, 2 for McKinney, and off the bench, 5 for LJ Kaysen in 10 minutes. Will Cheddar and Roddy Gale Jr. have played, but they have not scored. Those are your first half stats brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. 44-35. Wolverines trailing in Evanston. We'll bring in the second half next on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Wolverines fans, it's time to join the University of Michigan Credit Union, the leaders and best in local banking. We are here to help you stay on top of your game with competitive loan rates and championship service to meet all your financial needs. Access your account with our conveniently located branches and ATMs, 24/7 online banking, and our mobile app. To learn more about our services or find a branch near you, visit umcu.org. UMCU is a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. The University of Michigan Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
When people yell, "Go Blue," most people think of the Michigan Wolverines. Hail to the victors, the maize and blue. But what does Go Blue mean in the liquor store? It means go for a long drink. Go for the blue can with undefeated flavor, a refreshing mix of citrus, sparkling soda, and a kick of real liquor. So go blue. Then go blue. For the Wolverines, we mean long drink. Proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. 5.5% alcohol by volume. Gin with natural flavors. Copyright 2024. The Long Drink Company, Carmel, Indiana. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey Michigan, not every injury happens on the court. Car wrecks, hospital mistakes, slip and falls. When you're hurt, you need more than a quick sub off the bench. You need America's largest injury law firm. There's a reason Morgan & Morgan has over 1,000 lawyers and 100 offices nationwide. A reason we've recovered more than $30 billion for people just like you. And a reason we never charge a dime unless we win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Injured? Just dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, 48226. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Michigan has some work to do to maintain their two-game lead in the loss column in the Big Ten race. 44-35. Michigan trailing at a 2-win in the league Northwestern Wildcats. As we welcome you back to Evanston. Our welcome is brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. Terry Mills, your takeaways from Michigan's worst half in terms of margin this season.
Well, it's a good thing it's two halves to basketball. Yep. And Michigan's got an opportunity to rewrite a whole lot of wrong that went on in the first half, and it's going to have to start on the defensive end. If Michigan can get those stops and get out in transition, it'll pay dividends. And what has happened with Michigan, usually you see them go through these droughts, but they don't allow teams to press forward because of their strong defensive effort, and you just didn't see that in the first half.
Wolverines got some help. Nebraska and Illinois lost yesterday. They are in danger of giving it right back here on the road in Evanston. That welcome brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. It is not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Welcome to Kraft. Wolverines come out with their starting five on the floor of Cadeau, Burnett, Lendebourg, Johnson, and Mara, who have 28 of Michigan's 35 points so far. Northwestern also with its starting unit out there. Reed, West, Martinelli, Kropp, and Singleton. Reed with 12. And Martinelli with 11. Reed is one of the best assisters in the Big Ten at 5.1 a game. That's fifth in the league. He's done it with assists 3 and those 12 points on 5 of 5 shooting. Northwestern has the basketball to start this second half. Wolverines, number 2 in the nation. And Arizona, number 1, lost to Kansas on Monday night. Who knows how the polls will shake out, but at this point, just survive and advance in a pretty hostile environment considering what the first half looked like.
You know, as I said before, no one helps Michigan. Michigan has to help themselves. So you may look at it and say, well, hey, these teams lost and it helps us, but you can't go to counting numbers and losses and wins and things of that nature. You got to worry about yourself and take care of business.
Waiting for something here. Earl Walton is over at the scorer's table. Chris Collin unsure about what is happening. It was a lengthy pause before Nick Martinelli inbounds for Northwestern. Michigan's largest halftime deficit, only the 5th time all year they've been down at the break. See what they can do here on the road. Wildcats with possession in between the circles. Kropp has it. Leave for Reed. Right elbow Jay. Airborne, and it hit nothing but net, but it was an air ball. Well short. Rebound Lendebourg. Nowhere close for Reed's first miss of the night. Right corner Burnett. Shot fake. Takes it into the paint. Pivots. Leans in. Lob it out Mara. Looks to the left. No one was there. Now Mara with a dribble. Lost it. Intercepted Kropp. 2-on-1. Krop, drive in, give it to West, laid it up, and a block from Lendeborg after it hit glass. It's a goaltend, and 2 points for the Wildcats, who bumped the lead back to 11.
Yeah, the last thing you wanted is, I like to call that an unforced turnover.
And Mara just simply lost the possession. Now 46-25. Or shoot 46-35. Mara, free throw line, one dribble, kick left wing. Burnett catch and shoot three ball. Way off to the left. Rebound loose, and it is knocked out of bounds. No, saved there by Krop, right baseline for the Wildcats. West, chuck it up. Martinelli catches right block. Underhand shovel, Krop floats, scores over Mara. And Michigan's largest deficit of the season is now 13 at 48-35, 18:50 to play. High to the right wing, Mara. Underhand shovel, Lendeborg. He'll pop up a right wing three. High off the heel. Back tap by Johnson to Cadeau, left side. Now Burnett in between the rings. He'll hoist over West and knock it down. Namari's second triple of the night. Wolverines cut it to 10, 48-38, 18:25 left.
Yeah, I tell you, that effort that you're seeing by Rez, that's the effort that needs to be spread throughout this team. I mean, that was a back tap, something he wasn't able to get his hands on, but he got Michigan an extra possession.
Rez was starting to sizzle with 6:16 left in the first half when he picked up a ticky-tack second foul and sat the rest of the way. Martinelli right baseline, one dribble, fades away over Cadeau, missed it, and the rebound tapped by Mara to Johnson. Wolverines clean up the miss. Michigan on 10, 48-38, 17:54 in regulation. Burnett left wing. Takes it in, left lane line, little bump from Krop, flings it up there, no. Rebound, loose, secured by Martinelli. Got away with a walk on the behind-the-back dribble. Drives in on Cadeau, and a chase down block by the Dominican LeBron Yaxo Lendeborg. Give Cadeau, lob up ahead, and a foul should have been called, was not, as West upended Johnson. Here's Martinelli for a jam. Dusty May can't believe it, as Johnson got submarine, no whistle, Northwestern up 12. Cadeau, right wing, around a couple of screens. Skip Mara, goes in, bad intentions, finger rolled it, scored it, counted the foul. Michigan composes itself, cuts it to 10. Mara going to the line for a chance at a three-point play on Trey Singleton's second foul.
And it's good to see Mara be able to knock that shot down. Hasn't had a whole lot go for him right in the first half, so.
Mara had his right sneaker untied. Loop, swoop, and pull. Double knot. Back on his feet at 7-3 as he steps to the free throw line, where he's 49% on the season, but 64% over his last 7. Shot up and a swish. 50-41. Northwestern's lead cut to 9. Mara exits. Roddy Gale Jr. enters.
And Michigan's about getting ready to go to their press action again, where they've had some success in the first half.
Inbound Reed, lob at Martinelli, stops just shy of the timeline, then a push pass to Singleton. Northwestern breaks it with 2 seconds to spare. Timer at 17 as Reed settles into the offense for the Wildcats. 3 minutes deep, second half, 50-41 Northwestern. Michigan has not led since 10-8. Reed, touch pass, high right block. Martinelli backs down against Gale. Shot clock down to 4. Martinelli skip pass, left wing. Here comes West on a drive. Bounce feed inside. Singleton catches, lays it in, counted the foul. Low on the right, hugged down there by Gale. And with 29 seconds elapsed on that possession, Northwestern gets an and one, 52-41 Northwestern.
Yeah, just wasn't able to complete that defensive series there. They had Northwestern out of all kind of sorts there.
Trey Singleton, a 73%er at the line. 2 for 2 on the night, and he missed it strong. Rebound Lendeborg. Wolverines still down 11. Michigan the basketball, trying to maintain its 2-game lead in the loss column of the race for a Big Ten championship. 4 teams loom at 3 losses. Skip pass, right corner, Burnett a 3. It's in and out, and a loose ball foul comes on Northwestern. It was Rez 1-on-2, and the bump comes against Jake West, the freshman from Philadelphia, who picks up his first, Wildcats' second of the half.
Yeah, I tell you, Rez is putting in work down there.
Rez now with 4 rebounds. That one doesn't go as a board. He has it left elbow. Hand off Cadeau as Arrington Page comes in. Tyler Krop exits for Northwestern. Cadeau lost it, probably got away with a kick, then shoots it up trying to induce a foul. It ended up deflecting to Burnett on the right side. Handoff Lendeborg, left wing, 3-ball up and strong. Rebound tapped up, no good from Johnson. Finally, Martinelli comes down with it for Northwestern. Up ahead, Reed, alley-oop, and Page went for a one-hand hammer, no, and lost it out of bounds. Page stumbled to the deck, up against the stanchion. And it's a Michigan basketball after Northwestern turns it over following a highlight reel dunk attempt. 4 minutes deep, second half. Media stoppage, next dead ball. Wildcats leading the Wolverines 52-41. Cadeau, bad pass, intercepted West. One-on-one, West all the way, laid it up and in over Burnett. Back to a 13-point Northwestern lead as Cadeau turns it over for the 5th time tonight. Johnson, whistle, timeout Michigan. And Jake West just ran into Amari Burnett as they were running over toward the timeout circles. But Dusty May wants to slow it down.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good timeout by Coach May, understanding that every time this team tries to push and get back into it, you have what I'd like to call an unforced turnover. Michigan is just all kind of sorts right now. And still a lot of game left, and you can get back into this game, but it's going to take a lot of effort.
15:42 left. Northwestern 54, Michigan 41 on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Honey, did you pay the rent this month? Because I just received a late notice.
Sorry, what's that?
Wait, are you gambling online again?
Me? No, not at all.
If managing the bills and your betting has become a challenge, self-excluding from online gambling or sports betting might be for you. Learn more at don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Michigan basketball plays here.
Fires Wolf on the right wing, splits 2, over to Burnett, left wing, a 3 for the win.
The Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
There is nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your team. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud sponsor of the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Introducing Celsius, the energy you need for Michigan basketball. Pop open a can of Celsius and experience a refreshing taste made with proven ingredients, 0 sugar, and essential vitamins, helping you keep up with every play and celebration. Whether you're in the Chrysler Center or cheering from your couch, Celsius keeps you energized for every basket. Find Celsius at a retailer near you or at Celsius.com. Celsius. Live fit. Go.
By 13 on the road here in Evanston, 54-41. 15:42 left as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield. Welcome back to Welsh Ryan Arena. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, and Rob Joyce. From jerseys to hats and more fan favorites, find everything you need to gear up for game day at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Still in the under 16 media timeout needed here as Michigan brings it right to left. Lendeborg has it with the Wolverines down by a baker's dozen. Leaves it right side. Cadeau dances to the right pocket. Right wing Lendeborg zips one in and foul. Reach-in style on Singleton on the pass intended for Gale. And we've got another media timeout. 54-41. Northwestern in front by a game-high tying 13. Michigan needing a rally to keep that 2-game lead in the Big Ten race. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem.
10 gallons of gas, cash or credit?
Yesterday's lottery ticket won't fill up your tank. Because when you're feeding a gambling problem...
Okay, your grocery total is $98.
It's difficult putting food on the table, paying your bills, and keeping your life together. If you or a loved one is struggling with gambling, get free confidential help at michigan.gov/problemgambling. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, exclusive freight partner of Michigan Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Michigan trailing on the road at Northwestern. It's 54-41 Wolverines. Just one loss on the year. Northwestern just 2 Big Ten wins over USC and out in Los Angeles, and then at home over Penn State. And Rob Joyce giving us this stat, Terry, that talked about some of the things you were discussing off microphone. Michigan has made 3 straight attempts from the floor just once in this game. That was early on. Northwestern has only missed 3 straight shots twice and haven't done it in the last about 9 game minutes. Goes to show you, Michigan's taken 9 more shots, but Northwestern's made 5 more.
Yeah, well, Michigan's got to get some consistency, and the consistency has to come from the defensive end. If you're going to get some stops, then get something positive on the other end. Don't come back down and turn the basketball over. I know I talked about it once before, but Michigan's got to string some plays together, and guess what? You're right back in this ballgame.
Cadeau, Burnett, Gale, Lendeborg, and Johnson on the floor. Inbound from Cadeau to Lendeborg, right baseline. Has Reed on him on a switch. Vacates right wing Burnett. Give to Cadeau. Shot clock at 11. Michigan down 13. Cadeau crosses over, shoots a 3 over Reed. High off the heel. Rebound loose, secured by Johnson. Then a foul called. Heck of a job by Rez. Angelo Cheravino tugged him down as the Wolverines enforcer, their bouncer inside, rescuing the possession for the Wolverines in a 2-minute scoring drought. Burnett and Cadeau exit for the Wolverines. LJ Kaysen and Trey McKinney's first into this second half now. 15-15 to play, 54-41 Northwestern. Inbound Johnson, handoff Kaysen to the free throw line. Shot fake, looks inside, skipping pass, dangerous feed, got to Gale, works left block, pivots in some trouble, had his shot rejected by Page, and Page came up with it. Up ahead Reed, leave it Martinelli, leans in, got away with a walk, misses the floater. Page comes up with the offensive board, and a jumping pass left wing to West. Northwestern calms things down. West. Crouch dribble left wing to Martinelli, face guarded by Gale. Angles right elbow with 7 on the timer. Leans in, floats, rattles it out. Page got it back. Shot fake, banks, scores. Third time the charm. 15-point Northwestern lead. Left corner, Gale takes it in on Page along the baseline. Reverses, no, but Gale's going to the free throw line. Trying to earn his first points over the last 2 games. Went scoreless at Ohio State Sunday. He has a couple of free throws here with Michigan down 56-41 with 14.5 remaining.
Yeah, I'd love to see Rez kind of take the bull by the horns there and get his team together.
Gale, 75.5%er from the line. Hoist the first and missed it strong. Gale has only scored 14 points over his last 7 games, including tonight. That scoreless game at Ohio State, his first since late in his freshman year against Maryland while he was a Buckeye. second free throw, a swish. 56-42. Northwestern's lead trimmed to 14. Full court press on from the Wolverines. Inbound 30 feet to Sheravino. Breaks the press, drives in, leans in. High banker, good over Kaysen. And it's 58-42 Northwestern.
Yeah, Northwestern is in attack mode. Anytime they get an opportunity, they're going downhill.
Johnson right elbow for Michigan. Handoff Lendeborg. Drives right baseline. Little shove on Page. Jumping pass inside. No good on a layup for Johnson, but he got fouled on the inside. And Rez earns a pair of free throws on Nick Martinelli's second foul of the ball game. When you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, download the free Varsity Network app. Available for both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live with the Varsity Network app. 14:03 remaining. Northwestern with the largest lead on Michigan all year, 58-42. Rez, first free throw of the night, up in a swish. For the 80%er, it's 58-43.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of time left. I mean, it's not. There's no such thing as a 15-point jump shot or layup. So
Jordan Clayton replaces Jake West for Northwestern. Rez, an Illinois native, closes his eyes briefly, dribbles twice, bends the knees, shoots, and didn't get the friendly roll. Rebound Sheravino. Michigan, 6 of 10 at the free throw line. They've been elite shooting free throws lately, 86% over their last 4 games. Right side, Page takes it on Johnson. Pivot to the Big Ten logo, fades away, well short. Rebound reeled in by Yaxel Lendeborg, his 10th of the night.
Yeah, that's the stop you need, so now get something positive down here on this end.
Kaysen feeds to Gale, left baseline, who crunches with 2 hands. Gale, who rarely has any sort of true jumping and screaming, looked over to that bench, said a let's go, maybe another word sprinkled in there. 58-45, Northwestern's lead down to 13.
And let's see if we can get 2 stops in a row here.
Reed left point with 13-16 remaining here in Evanston. Martinelli, back right side, Clayton. Drifts high to the right with the shot clock at 8. In between the circles, Reed. Had 12 in the first half, scoreless second half. Takes it in, feed right wing, Martinelli 3. In and out, rebound, Gale for Michigan. Head up, jogging right to left. Wolverines down 13. McKinney skipping left baseline. Here's Johnson, one-on-one against Page. Dribbles 3 times, spins in, laid it up and scored it right hand, left block. The Michigan fans let out a roar. Down to 11 now, 58-47 Northwestern, 12:42 left. Timeout Wildcats.
Yeah, I talked about it. Northwestern's been playing with house money all game long, and all of a sudden, if you can get it down to single digits, things will start to tighten up. Wolverines can push forward.
A 30-second pause from Chris Collins and the Wildcats. Northwestern 58, Michigan 47. And the Let's Go Blue chant emanates here in enemy territory.
And I tell you, that was only 2 stops in a row by the Wolverines, resulting in 2 positive plays. So,
and still, the Wolverines are at just 34%. Michigan, for the first time since the end of November, they have not been in the top spot in either 2-point defense or offense. They're 3rd in 2-point field goal percentage offensively and 2nd to UC Irvine in 2-point field goal defense. Here today, they've really scuffled. 13 for 29, that's sub 50%.
Yeah, and Coach Chris Collins understands how quickly this game can get away from him. Knowing how explosive the Wolverines are, he called timeout immediately.
Wildcats still outscoring Michigan in the half by 2. They're up by 11 overall. 12.5 to play. Page has it after the Wildcats timeout for Northwestern. Reed dances on Gale, leans in, floats, no, but a foul called. A lot of acting there as Earl Walton says that Gale shuffled into Reed. Dusty May, hands on his hip, disagrees vehemently. Gale's 3rd foul, and Reed has a couple of free throws.
So you have to have a lot of things go your way when you're trying to get back into a ball game.
Reed, 83%er, rattles home the first. Front iron, backboard and through. 59-47. Wildcats bump the lead back to a dozen with 12:24 remaining. Reed tied for the team lead with 13. Had scored just 6 a game over the last 7. Swishes the second free throw. 60-47 Northwestern. Michigan, first place in the league by 2 in the loss column. 4 teams loom. Kaysen blows by everybody and laid it up and in from the right wing to the right block. Kaysen with 7 in a blur pulls Michigan within 11 at 60-49.
Yeah, not a whole lot of time ran off of that clock with Kaysen being able to get downhill to the basket and finish.
Kaysen has emerged as Page flings one off the left sneaker of Adai Mara, deflects to the Northwestern bench, and prompts the under-12 media timeout. 60-49, Northwestern, the advantage on Michigan here in Evanston. Pause for a break. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
King K Cash is here. Celebrate with beads and big wins at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Every Saturday in February from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., one guest punches the King Cake board. Match 2 pairs and win a share of $40,000 in cash and premium play. Find the Mardi Gras baby for an extra $100 in premium play. Then at 10 p.m., one lucky guest will win the weekly grand prize of $5,000 cash. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Today's game is brought to you by Sleep Number. Save on personalized comfort during Sleep Number's President's Day sale. Their best deals are on now. Limited time only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Remaining, Michigan must rally. They trail here at Northwestern 60-49. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce on hand from Evanston. Score more with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Rep your team with every tap. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Wolverines need a boost. Down by 11. And it feels like, Terry, it's just been an issue getting those stops. Northwestern shooting 50% from the floor, and much of their damage has been inside the arc.
Yes, it has. And it's been late in the shot clock. So Michigan's got to be able to complete those plays right now. But I'm saying I'm still liking that body language by the Wolverines. It's showing me that they still have confidence. And
what makes it tough to rally against Northwestern, they're actually playing a much faster pace than last year, about middle of the pack nationally in offensive tempo. But only McNeese limits teams to longer offensive possessions than Northwestern. Almost 20 seconds per possession. Desperation heave up toward the center circle to Martinelli to avoid a 5-second call for Northwestern out of the media timeout. Reed has a right wing, steps to the right, shoots a 3 over Kaysen. No. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Michigan.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. You got to have them. You have to have those.
No protest from the Wolverines, so no review from Michigan. Right baseline, Jaden Reed to inbound again. Mara bothers Reed, who stands 5'10", and he slips a low bounce pass to Clayton, high to the right. Now Reed, who leads all scorers with 14, guarded against Mara. Hand up, Reed steps back, shoots a right wing 3, off to the left, Rez jumps up there for his 6th rebound to go along with 7 points for Michigan. Vandenborg right wing, skip pass left side. McKinney had to jump up there to grab it. Now backs down against Clayton. Works into the left baseline. Got away with a dragging of the pivot foot jumper. No! And a loose ball foul comes on Northwestern. A tug down against Adai Mara.
Yeah, it could be a hook and hold.
Oh, they're going to say it is an Adai Mara foul.
Thanks. No.
Wow. Dusty May can't believe it.
Jacob is asking a review.
Wolverines want an appeal here.
Yes.
And I don't know if this one necessarily has to be a challenge. We heard appeal come on these hook and holds. You can take a look to see, and the officials can call for it. 11-17 left, 60-49 Northwestern.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Jacob was over here adamant about
Dusty May seems confident too. Boy, it sure looked like it. That's the only way you keep that ball away from Mara.
Yeah, I mean, if he can't leave the ground, there's a reason why he can't leave the ground.
And it is a confirmed challenge. So this is Michigan's last challenge with 11-17 to play, 60-49 Wildcats. And a big spot here to see if the Wolverines can not only rescue the possession, but come up with a hook and hold technical. Wolverines have not led since 10-8. They're down here by 11, but they're starting to do what Terry has been pleading since 8:41 Eastern tonight. Get sustained stops. Northwestern has missed their last 4 shots from the floor, which is tied for their longest drought of the game. The 3 officials, Brian Dorsey, Vern Harris, and Earl Walton, locked in on that replay. Michigan is very confident that they got this one right.
Yeah, and during that stretch that I was pleading and begging for multiple stops, Michigan got good looks at the basket. They didn't turn the basketball over, so.
The viewing of the replay is over. Some disgruntled looks on the Northwestern side, so that's positive foreshadowing potentially. Now the word from, one more check from Earl Walton. 11-17 to play. Long time to go in this one. 60-49 Wildcats.
Yeah, Michigan got it. They got it right.
And Jacob Cohn, Michigan's director of analytics, he wants to hear the rule. And now I think there's a conversation about it being appeal versus challenge. And it's a flagrant hook and hold. So Adai Mara has a couple of free throws and a third personal on Tyler Kropp. Well, I'll tell you, if Michigan gets out of here with a win, Jacob Cohn deserves a ton of credit.
Yep.
Because he has won 2 critical challenges, 1 in each half. And again, I still think Michigan might have a challenge left. That one might be going down as an appeal. Mara at the stripe. First one rattles out. It was halfway down for Adai Mara, who is now 1 of 2 at the line. Michigan is 6 of 11. Mara to split the pair. Airborne. Missed it. 0 for 2 trip. Wolverines 6 for 12 at the stripe over their last 4 games. The Wolverines had only missed 10 free throws.
Yeah, well, let's get something here. Let's figure it out here.
It's almost a must score just from a momentum standpoint. After winning that appeal, Vandenborg at the point, trudges in, leans, banks, and got the roll that time. Wolverines within single digits, 60-51, 11:04 remaining. That felt vital.
Yeah, I tell you what, right where you need to be now. That big stop right here.
West high to the left side has 6 points after dropping a season-high 18 at Iowa on Sunday. Jab step right point Clayton around a screen from Kropp. Has Mara on a switch. Shot clock at 7. Delivers to the point Martinelli. Shot clock at 3. Steps to the right. Shoots a 3. Front iron and out. Rebound knocked out of bounds. And it's saved by Northwestern on a heave out of bounds near the center line. Good effort from Tyler Kropp, but Michigan gets another stop. Northwestern has missed 5 straight, and the Wolverines have the ball back, down 9, 10:33 left. Trey Singleton off that Northwestern bench, spelling Jordan Clayton.
Yeah, that's been the difference in this game, is Michigan being able to string some stops together. Right now, I think they got a little flow going from an offensive standpoint.
Mara left wing for the blue-clad Wolverines. One-arm pass right side. McKinney a 3 from the corner. He swirls it home. A dynamite feed from Adai Mara within 6. 60-54. 10:15 to play in Evanston.
And this is what I talk about, them playing with house money. Things start to tighten up right now.
Michigan fans roar. Left elbow. Johnson fleeces West. Lob up ahead. Kaysen. Head of steam. Floats. Got fouled. He missed the shot. But he's going to the line for 2 more on a Nick Martinelli bump with 10:01 to play. And Martinelli, the leading scorer in the Big Ten, has 3 personals. Martinelli pleading his case with Earl Walton, who won't make eye contact.
Well, I'll tell you what, kind of felt like we were in Ann Arbor all of a sudden with these Michigan fan base coming to life here.
Chris Collins went over to Earl Walton. Chris Collins looked at the replay and just said to Earl Walton, he didn't even touch him. These are 2 of the most polite head coaches to officials in this league, as LJ Kaysen at the stripe swishes down the first. Michigan within 5 at 60-55. Page and Reed spell Sheravino and Kropp on the Wildcat side. 8 straight for Michigan. 1 more for Kaysen, and he got it to go. 10 for Kaysen. 9 for Kaysen. 9-0 for Michigan on the run. 60-56 Wildcats. 9:55 left. Kaysen with a smile, defending West.
Oh, yeah.
Backpedal by West to the center jump. Now blows by Kaysen. Drives in, rejected by Johnson. Ball pinballs to McKinney. Michigan with it. Down 4. 9:40 left. Alley-oop to Johnson, who dunks it over the left side of the rim. Kaysen a dynamite feed. And the Wolverines are down by 2. 11 straight for Michigan. 9.5 left. Press broken. Martinelli works in. Euros and got fouled. Martinelli with some words toward Adai Mara. Mara and Martinelli with some issues. Martinelli had to get dragged to the bench. Mara didn't even make eye contact with Martinelli. Where did that come from?
Yeah, that's just a common foul there. There's nothing to be reviewed, in my opinion. That's just a common hard foul.
Wow. I mean, that came from nowhere. Adai Mara getting an explanation from Brian Dorsey, and they're going to look at this.
It comes from being up double digits, and all of a sudden, it's cut down to 2.
Getting feisty in Evanston here on a Wednesday night. 9:26 left, 60-58 Northwestern. And they're going to take a look at it. Martinelli got right up in the face of anyone who would hear him. Mara jumped up, kind of swiped his, he hit Martinelli in the head, but he went up with his arms, came down. He happened to just get the elbow because he's 7'3", and he elbowed Martinelli in the face.
Yeah, well, I don't think Martinelli really thought that he was going to get that shot off over 7'3", so he tried to get into his body.
Listen, Martinelli took a shot, no doubt.
Yes.
But Adai Mara 7'3", his elbow came down on him. Wolverines with an 11-0 surge. They've cut it to 2, 60-58, 9:26 left. Now I'm rocking a maize and blue polo tonight, but I'd be really surprised if this were upgraded in any capacity. And if it is, you're upgrading it to something because Adai Mara is tall. Here's the ruling. Wow. That's pretty wild. So they upgrade to a flagrant on Mara and you know what, there was a little bit of a tug on the ankle after the fact. I wonder if that might have done it. If it's on the action of going for the block, then that's a really bad decision. Dusty May wants to take a look at it over on the Michigan bench. 2 technical free throws for Nick Martinelli. 9:26 left, 60-58 Northwestern. Dusty May disagrees with the ruling.
Let's see if the ball don't lie here.
Martinelli's an 80%er, hoist the first, and nothing but nylon. 61-58 Wildcats, 9:26 to play. One more for Martinelli, and he got them both. 15 to lead all scorers for the Big Ten's leader in points per game, Nick Martinelli. 62-58. Wildcats keep the basketball, and Adai Mara stays out there on the floor.
Yeah, it's all about getting a stop right here. You can have the 2 points, but let's get a stop.
Mara right baseline. He'll guard 6'3" Jake West. Michigan's 11-0 run is no more, but they are within 4 with 9:26 left. West looking around.
Come on.
Should have been a 5-second, didn't get whistled. Inbound to Page. Backing down against McKinney. Spins in, floats, and scores. It's a 4-point trip for the Wildcats after Michigan cut it to 2. 64-58 Northwestern, 9:15 remaining. Mara at the left wing. Zips one in. Kaysen catches, laid it up and in. Outstanding feed. Mara, his 4th assist. 64-60. Michigan back within 4.
And Michigan is clicking on all cylinders right now from an offensive standpoint, which is starting to turn up that defense.
Michigan has made 4 straight. Page at the point as a defense chant comes from the visiting crowd here. Page leans in. Almost had it knocked away. Martinelli right wing, double clutch 3. Got it. Nick Martinelli pushes it back to 7. 67-60 Northwestern, 8:36 remaining. Kaysen left alone, rebuttal right wing 3. The swish. LJ's got 14 to pace all Wolverines. Ties a career high. Michigan down 4 with 8:24 left at 67-63.
LJ's putting his team on his back, I can tell you that.
High to the left wing, Reed. Let's go blue chant once again, ringing through Welsh Ryan Arena. Left side Singleton. Trudges to the left elbow. Push pass left corner. Catch and shoot. West 3. Too strong. Kaysen reels in. His first rebound tonight. LJ jogging right to left. Around a screen. Right point. Has it. Considers a heat check. Leans in and a push foul called on Singleton to bring us to the media stoppage. Singleton's 4th. A cheap one there. And the Wolverines will have a 1-1 with a red-hot LJ Kaysen when we come back. Northwestern at 9 fouls for the game. 67-63 Northwestern. Michigan rallying here on the road with 7:58 left on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
When facts are questioned, when trust falters, when the role of higher education is on trial, look to the University of Michigan to turn a public investment into the public good. From strengthening democracy through dialogue to advancing breakthrough cancer treatments, Michigan delivers the solutions the world needs most. For answers, for action, for all of us, look to Michigan. See more solutions at umich.edu/look.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Gambling can be fun.
Here we go.
Kind of like skydiving. The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the court, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud supporter of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Michigan trying to rally. They have been down by a season high tonight of 16 points. They never trailed by more than 11 all year. Here they are down 4 with 7:58 to play at Northwestern, 67-63. Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's. Whether it's pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame comfort food, Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. Pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites. Admire Aunt Millie's closer to home. Terry, remember last year, Dusty May said that it was looking gloomy. That was the word he used for LJ Kaysen. But on this day last year, Michigan narrowly beat Purdue. LJ Kaysen got his first real run in Big Ten play with the game in doubt pretty much all season, and he ended up turning in a great stretch run here. Maybe his best performance, a career-high tying 14 points. He's at the line for a 1-1.
I'll tell you what, LJ's a gamer. When the game gets tight and he gets on the line, Coach May has a saying, I want some LJ, and LJ comes to life. And
he swishes down the front end of the 1-1. Michigan shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way with Northwestern at 9 fouls. 3-point Wildcats lead. LJ's second. Rattles home. He's got a career-high 16. He leads the Wolverines. Only Michigan score north of 10. It's 67-65. Wildcats lead 116. Dwindles to 2. And Will Cheddar called for a foul away from the ball just as Northwestern was getting into their set. Michigan's fourth and Will Cheddar's first. Cheddar has never played here at Welsh Ryan Arena before today. It's the 5th foul on Michigan, beg your pardon, as Mara just deposits that foul, or that inbound, out of bounds.
Yeah, there's no way he should be able to get that ball over Mara. Mara has to get active. But whether you start doing jumping jacks or whatever you need to do there, there's no way.
But Will Cheddar was under the weather both previous trips here to Northwestern. Inbound paid, deflected pass, got over to West left corner. Shot clock at 12, baseline left. Martinelli hoists it up, well short. Rebound McKinney. Michigan can tie or take the lead for the first time since 10-8 on this trip. 7.5 left. Kaysen high to the right wing for Michigan. Drives in on Martinelli. Detours to the paint, leans in, skip it, and it's knocked out of bounds by Northwestern. Amara would have had an easy lay-in. Shot clock halfway gone, 7:23 left. Northwestern clinging to a 67-65 edge as Morris Johnson Jr. comes in to spell a Mara. And Mara hobbling a little bit as he heads to the bench. Kaysen, lob it out, at the point, Lendeborg snatches it. Head of the key, Johnson. Rez, looking right, dribbles once, push past McKinney, hoists a 3 for the lead. Got it to go! For the first time since 10-8, Michigan in front, 68-67, the freshman McKinney from long range.
That's not a freshman, that's a gamer.
The Flint native, in front of a lot of Michigan faithful, puts Michigan up by 1. West, left elbow, shot fake. Vacates to Reed, who has 14 tonight for the gray-clad Wildcats. Reed drives in, jump stop. Floater was rejected out of bounds by Johnson, who lets out a roar. A couple of big stomps for the sophomore. Shot clock at 6, far corner, and inbound coming up here for Northwestern as Mara races off the bench. He will defend it as Will Cheddar exits.
Yeah, they want Mara on the ball there. Michigan is due for a 5-second.
That McKinney 3 was late in the shot clock, contested, and he drilled it. Inbound, chucked out to half court. Reed has it with 4 on the timer. Drives in on McKinney, steps up. He shoots a right elbow 3 and scores it. Northwestern reclaims the lead, 69-68, 6:34 left. Kaysen flings it up there, and a 50-50 ball secured by Lendeborg. He got fouled before he secured it. And it'll be 2 free throws for Yaxel Lendeborg on the Jake West foul. Number 2 on him, and Michigan's the double bonus the rest of the way. From 16 down to a chance at the line to get Michigan back up by 1. 69-68 Northwestern.
Hey, don't tell me that this Wolverine team doesn't have a lot of grit and a lot of fight in them.
Lendeborg, 10 points and 10 rebounds, misses the first in and out. Lendeborg with double-double number 6 at Michigan. 91 as a college basketball player. Here, he just wants to make a critical free throw. Wolverines are 10 of 17 from the line. To tie it, A swish. 69-69, 6:34 remaining. Martinelli and Johnson, a little tussling before Nick Martinelli, one of the best players in the country, has the basketball to inbound against some Michigan press. Fires at Cheravino. Wolverines relent a little bit, and Jake West past the timeline. Here come the Michigan fans chanting, "Let's go blue" again. West, pitch at left wing, Page. Drives in on Mara, takes it underneath the cup, and a bump foul called before the shot. Adai Mara, his third foul, inbound forthcoming for Northwestern. 6:18 left, all square at 69. 20 on a reset timer here for Northwestern offensively. Inbound Page, poked out of bounds by Johnson. 1 second off the timer as Kyle Church shows his 13 sign. Michigan will switch 1, 2, and 3. Inbound Cheravino to Martinelli, high to the right wing. Has Johnson on him defensively. Spins into a McKinney contest. Right wing, steps back, shoots a three, in and out, and Johnson rips away the rebound from Cheravino. Rez has 7 of them to go along with 9 points. Kaysen posts up Mara, darts one in toward Johnson, was tugged down. Cheravino could not save it, and it's Michigan's basketball. Probably should have been a foul call, but Michigan will maintain the basketball. Left baseline, tied at 69, 5:58 remaining in Evanston. This is stretch run, Big Ten championship push basketball. Kaysen inbounds baseline left, chucks it up, Lendeborg to Mara, zips one in, Lendeborg, finger all over the front of the rim. Great feed again from Mara, his 5th assist, and the Wolverines have a 71-69 lead.
Yeah, Michigan run that little slip action there with Yaks, and Yaks able to finish at the rim. Good dime by Mara.
Reed high to the right wing, pitches right pocket West, back to Reed. Listen to the Michigan fans here in Evanston. Reed blows by a couple of defenders, no-look feed, deflected by Cheravino, intercepted McKinney, and Cheravino tugs down McKinney, who hobbles a little bit. Trey McKinney earns a couple of free throws as the Wolverines force Northwestern's 8th turnover, which is right at their season mark, which is second to Houston nationally.
Yeah, how about the stop by the Wolverines? Now they have an opportunity to press forward right now. I mean, they've been back and forth, and tell you what, you got that guy that you like to call a freshman. I say he's a gamer.
He's got 8 points, 3 rebounds in 20 minutes. Bends the knees, shoots it up, and got the Plinko to drop. 72-69 Michigan. Trey Singleton replaces Angelo Cheravino for Northwestern. McKinney gave Michigan its first lead since 10-8 with a triple moments ago. Try and inflate it to multiple possessions for the first time since early on. McKinney's second. Got it to go on a rattle. 73-69. Michigan leading Northwestern by 4. 5:23 remaining. Wolverines hoping to maintain their 2-game lead in the loss column in the Big Ten championship hunt. Jake West left wing. Skip it to the point. Page has it. One dribble in a hand. Weaving Reed. Right wing. Darts it knee high to Martinelli. Back Reed. Drives in on Mara. Kick it left wing. Wide open 3-ball. West up and out. Rebound McKinney weak side with no contention. Michigan wants to push. Up ahead Lendeborg. Tiptoes his way to the right baseline. Backpedals right corner. Dump it down. Mara knocked out of bounds by Martinelli. It stays with Michigan. 21 on the timer. 4:55 left. 73-69 Michigan. Tyler Kropp in for Arrington Page.
Time to get something positive. Let's keep pressing forward.
Michigan has ridden LJ Case, and Elliot Cadeau has not been in there since the 15-15 mark. Cadeau is Michigan's offense early. Kaysen flings it up, right wing Lendeborg, handoff to Kaysen, who has a career-high 16. 4:48 to play, Wolverines up 4. Here comes Kaysen, left elbow, leans in, alley-oop, and a jam! Adai Mara at the top of the jump, crams it down right of the rim. 75-69, Michigan's largest lead. They're on a 15-2 run. Chris Collins calls a timeout, pumps his fist in frustration, begs for a foul, and the Michigan fans stand up and cheer.
Yeah, but I tell you what, LJ Kaysen is cooking, no matter whether he's scoring or dishing right now.
15-2, including 7 straight. Michigan has made its last 8 from the floor. Before that, the Wolverines were 19 for 55. That was well below 40%. What's changed? Is it simply some LJ?
Well, LJ has been the catalyst, that's for sure, and it became contagious. Whether you say LJ making plays, Mara started to play like himself, whether he's dropping it off or finishing at the basket. And I tell you what, Michigan is playing with a whole lot of energy right now. And I tell you what, you come out of here with a victory, this is a game you can definitely learn from going forward.
And it's a game that makes those who are chasing you in the Big Ten hunt wonder what could have been. Last night, it looked like Nebraska might stay at 2 losses. They rallied late to force overtime against Purdue, and the Boilermakers ended up surviving in overtime. Then, Wisconsin, they've got the best 1-2 punch and wins in the country, winning at Michigan and then winning at Illinois last night. So, for the Wolverines to be able to not play their best and still try to get out of here with a win. Lot to do, 4:33 to play, up by 6. But man, that would be a huge pivot point in this Big Ten hunt.
Hey, when they have a saying of everybody against Michigan or Michigan against the world, whatever you want to call it, there are a lot of Michigan hatefuls, if you want to call them that, that are watching this game right now, hoping Northwestern can pull it out. But
Purdue, Nebraska, Michigan State, and Illinois all at 3 losses. Michigan in the Big Ten, 12-1.
Yeah, you didn't have to name all of them, but you did.
They're at Michigan's heels, but Michigan trying to keep some distance. Out of the timeout, West chugs his way to the free throw line. Flip Martinelli, driving right baseline. Shot rejected at the apex by Mara, and then the follow by Kropp up and good. Man, that was a heck of a play. 75-71, Michigan's lead cut to 4. Kaysen, right lane line, over to the right corner, Lendeborg. Back high to the right side, Johnson gives to Mara, head of the key. Darts it in. Johnson catches, darts, counting the foul. Posterizing Martinelli. And Adai Mara with his 6th assist. That might have been his prettiest there, tying a career high and inflating Michigan's lead back to 6.
You want to talk about brute strength? Man.
9 straight field goal makes for Michigan.
And you want to talk Martinelli was on his back like a parachute and almost went for a ride with him.
Wolverines looking for their largest lead tonight. Rez at the stripe. Couple dribbles, triggers, swishes. 78-71 Michigan, 4:04 to play. And that press from Michigan back on. Inbound Singleton. And now the Wolverines backpedal. They just pressured the inbound. Now they settle into their defense. The Michigan fans make their presence felt. 3:51 left. Wolverines up by 7. Right pocket Martinelli, who has 18. Almost 5 shy of his season average. Martinelli spins into a double. Shot clock at 7. Weaves in. Floats it up there. No. Looked like he was going for a pass to Page. Missed it. Off the rim. Rebound Mara and Michigan.
Yeah, how about the defense by Rez on Martinelli? I mean, talk about a young man that can guard 1 through 5.
Wide open, Mara crunches left of the rim on a Lendeborg pass when he had an open 3. Michigan's made 10 straight, and they've bumped the lead to 9 with 3:17 left, 80-71.
Yeah, what a flip.
Lendeborg passed up a good look for the easiest 2 all night. Reed left wing, 3:07 to play. Reed steps back, hoists a 3 over. Lendeborg barely grazed front iron. Rebound Mara, lob up ahead. Lendeborg, one-on-one.
Oh, buddy!
82-71. 11 straight makes for Michigan. They're on a 14-2 run. They're plus 20 since halftime. It's 82-71 U of M.
That was a gut check. I'll tell you what, best team in America.
West right side, skip it toward Reed. Lendeborg almost got a steal. Back to West, pitch it Martinelli left point. No look to Singleton left corner 3. He bricked it, and Johnson comes up with a rebound. Michigan, Dusty May wants him to slow down, but Kaysen says no. Alley-oop attempt toward Mara, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by who?
Hey, LJ wanted it, man. I tell you, that's time to peel it back, but the way LJ has been dropping dimes, and I'm not going to question.
82-71, Michigan in front, 2:24 left. I don't know who they ruled it out of bounds on. We'll tell you when we come back. But Michigan's on a run, making 11 straight. It is Michigan's ball when we come back. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
A quick 60-second local timeout, then more Wolverines basketball. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Introducing Celsius, the energy you need for Michigan basketball. Pop open a can of Celsius and experience a refreshing taste made with proven ingredients, zero sugar, and essential vitamins, helping you keep up with every play and celebration. Whether you're in the Chrysler Center or cheering from your couch, Celsius keeps you energized for every basket. Find Celsius at a retailer near you or at Celsius.com. Celsius. Live fit. Go.
Just like your favorite sports team, you need a solid defense to protect what's important to you. Whether it's your business, home, or auto, turn to Heartland Insurance Agency and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance to keep you covered. Visit Heartland Insurance Agency today at www.heartlandinsurance.com. That's www.heartlandinsurance.com.
Wolverines have flipped a 16-point deficit into an 11-point lead in about 12 game minutes. It was 58-42. It's now 82-71 with 2:24 left. We're keeping it here the rest of this one. This last call presented by Founders Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. On a Michigan game day, without a Michigan-made beer, Founders Brewing Company, welcome to craft. Terry Mills, what has changed? Michigan has outscored Northwestern in the last 12 minutes or so, 40-13.
Well, simply defensive stops. Active hands, playing with energy. When you get stops, Michigan wants to play fast. They can get out in transition. And all of them are not necessarily layups. They're secondary, whether it's drag action and Mara up top. Just dropping dimes.
Wolverines out of the inbounds here. With it with McKinney, Lendeborg, Mara, Johnson, and Kaysen. Kaysen's been out there since the 15-15 mark when Elliott Cano subbed out for him. Kaysen, right wing with 5 on the timer. Steps to the left. Shoots a rain-making 3. Off to the left. Mara fighting for the rebound, and he reels it in for the Wolverines. Reset 20, and then Mara got tugged down and fouled with 2:01 left. Arrington Page with a foul, and Adai Mara has a couple of free throws. Michigan up 82-71.
And you know how meaningful this game is. You had multiple Wolverines trying to rebound that basketball. And one of them was Rez, but Rez wasn't able to rebound over the 7-3 Adai Mara.
Mara, 11.7 rebounds and a career-high 7 assists. Misses the first one strong. Really the only blemish from Mara, 1 of 4 at the line.
And it's time to put one down. He works too hard at this. And
Wolverines with 5 in double figures, paced by 16 from L.J. Kaysen. Mara to split the pair. It's airborne, and that one a friendly roll. 83-71, Michigan up by a dozen, and Roddy Gale Jr., Michigan's defensive stopper, spells Adai Mara. Northwestern hasn't scored in the last 2:13. They've missed 6 of their last 7 from the floor. West in between the rings for Northwestern. Lob it up Page. Shot fake on Johnson. Rez didn't bait. Then a bump off the shin of Johnson as Page looks for a cutting read.
I tell you, Rez has made some big-time plays, not just on the offensive end, but down here on the defensive end. I know Michigan does a lot of switching, but when they have switched, Rez has done the job.
Inbound Page, high to the right wing. Shoots a three over Kaysen. Off to the left. McKenney and Johnson fight for the board, and Rez comes up with it. So the big three for Michigan with 26 rebounds. They had 32, one more than Ohio State as a team Sunday in Columbus. 1.5 to play, 83-71 Michigan. Kaysen center circle for the blue-clad Wolverines. Pitch right side. McKenney another three. Missed it short. Rebound loose. Rez tips it to Lendeborg. Wolverines will backpedal, and they've got a fresh 20. Kaysen, alley-oop, and Rez went for a one-arm alley-oop jam. Didn't get it to go. Dusty May wanted Michigan to slow it down, and LJ wanted the exclamation point on a career performance. I mean, if Rez brings that thing down, this renovated Welsh Ryan Arena may no longer be an indoor facility.
Yeah, well, Coach wanted him to peel that back simply because of time and pace. Got to know what the situation is in the game. But I guess sometimes you got to take the good with the bad.
Seventh foul on Michigan there, so a 1-and-1 for Reed, who swishes it, and we spotlight today's best in the game. Brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Is it Mr. Career High, LJ Kaysen?
Yeah, no doubt. Man, he was the catalyst. I mean, you could go with Rez because, I mean, he's been a machine out there, but
riding Kaysen for likely the final 15 minutes and 15 seconds. Pretty remarkable. Both free throws good. Inbound Lendeborg, and Martinelli wrestles it away. Give up to Singleton, who had his shot blocked by Kaysen. Ball loose, picked up by Northwestern. They lay it up and in. So a 4-point trip here for Northwestern. 83-75, timeout Michigan. The layup was Reed's.
Yeah, about the foul there.
And no whistle there. Michigan has to call timeout. Lendeborg begging for it. 57.6 left, 83-75 Michigan.
Man.
Not done yet. This just felt like pulling teeth. May as well have it be a little more stressful down the stretch.
I mean, how can you miss that foul there? I mean, you basically pulled him to his knees.
So inside of a minute, 83-75. Wolverines trying to get out of here with a come-from-behind win. They encountered their largest halftime deficit of the season at 9. They were down by as many as 16, 5 greater than their previous largest hole that they had to try to overcome. They did it against Nebraska to hand the Huskers their first loss of the season a few weeks back. And here they are from down 16 to up 8 with 57.6 left. Michigan and Northwestern each with one timeout left. Wolverines in the double bonus offensively. Northwestern single bonus. Possession arrow favors the maize and blue.
And this is where you strong with the basketball. And ready to shoot free throws. Roddy Gale has to know that he can run the baseline here. He should have asked the official, but he can run the baseline.
Gale with 4 other Wolverines running football-esque routes. Inbounds to McKenney, who was fouled immediately. Roddy Gale Jr. made his visit during his portal time at the Michigan football spring game. Joked, I was supposed to hate this place. I kind of like it. He came in. He's been a Wolverine, and he just successfully inbounded that one as a quarterback to Trey McKenney for a couple of free throws. 56.9 left, 83-75 Wolverines. McKenney had the go-ahead 3 that gave Michigan its first lead since 10-8. He has 10 points, and he makes it 11 with that. He scored 10 or more in each of his last 7.
Yeah, ice water in his veins, and always talk about it's not who starts, it's about who finishes.
McKenney, 3 dribbles, a knee bend, a spin of the basketball. Shoots it, fills it. 85-75 Wolverines, 56.9 left. Near sideline, charges west. Around a screen from Page, takes it in. Shot rejected by Johnson. Deflects Martinelli to Sheravino. He couldn't get it to go. Contest by Johnson, who went to try to save it. Spills into the first row of photographers to our right. Rez is a beast. Dusty told us on Monday's radio show that Rez wakes up in the morning eating glass. Well, he's gobbled up 9 more rebounds tonight. Northwestern still the basketball. 44.8 left. Michigan up by 10. Inbound Martinelli. Skip pass left corner west to Page. Straight on 3. Off to the left. Rebound loose. Kenny saves it and ran into a fan underneath the baseline there. McKinney stumbled down, and he's in some pain. Some liquid spilled down as McKinney ran into the last fan along that sideline baseline intersection.
Yeah, he slipped on whatever the fluid was.
And McKinney will be helped over to the Michigan bench by Chris Williams, Roddy Gale Jr. Gale joking around with Trey a little bit. Looked like he said to Chris Williams, my foot. As the foul is on Northwestern's Jake West, 35.8 left. We'll see if McKinney wants to stay out.
Well, he's going to shoot the free throws, that's for sure.
Looks like he will not. He's coming over to the sideline. And Chris Collins is appealing for a hook and hold. 85-75 Michigan.
That would literally be an insult to Trey McKinney.
He shouldn't have hooked and held that fan's beverage over there. 35.8 left, 85-75 Michigan. As we pause 10 seconds in this marathon in Evanston. Station ID, this is Michigan basketball from Learfield. Back here in Evanston, Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce. No dice on the appeal. So it is a timeout for Northwestern, their last. Wolverines up by 10. 2 free throws coming up for somebody. That'll have to be selected by Northwestern.
I don't think it. I think Trey could still shoot them. I mean,
he could. He's over on the bench. Yeah. I do wonder if because of the stoppage and Dusty and Chris Williams going out there, if that prevented him from being able to go. 35.8 left, Michigan 85, Northwestern 75. Wolverines have 5 players between 12 and 16 points tonight. And they're going to have LJ Kaysen shoot these free throws. So Kaysen statistically coming in 66%, but he's 5 of 7 today, and he's got a season and career high 16 points.
Well, he might as well cap it all because of the game this young man has had. Is go ahead and ice it.
So LJ Kaysen trying to bump Michigan's lead to 85 or beyond 85-75. First one airborne and a splash. Michigan by 11. How about this rally? Down 58-42. Kaysen's second bullseye, 18 for LJ, 87-75 Michigan. Jake West into the forecourt. Darts left point. Kick left wing Martinelli. Back to West. Catch and shoot 3 over. Johnson front iron out. Rebound Lendeborg. And Northwestern relents. Michigan trailed by 16. Its largest deficit of the year. They rally to win by 12 in front of a big-time Michigan crowd just outside of Chicago. Maybe tonight, Michigan is Chicago's Big Ten team. They win at 87-75 to get to 13-1 in Big Ten play. An outstanding come-from-behind win for the Maize and Blue. How about that, Terry Mills?
Man, that was special there. They showed me there that they're the best team in America by far. I mean, no, they were tested. They haven't been tested this way, being down 16 and then come back. But to be able to flip that score like that, they laid it on the line.
Wolverines end up sizzling down the stretch, and Terry, you've been asking for it for a while. They finally came up with some defensive stops. Northwestern missed 9 of their final 10 from the floor. Wolverines end up out field goal percentage shooting. Northwestern 43% to 40%. Hard to believe with how that one ended up playing out. But the Wolverines get the job done. Michigan a winner, 87-75. Hoping for a player over at the table here. And we will catch up with Mr. Career High, LJ Kaysen, as the Wolverines get it done here, 87-75. LJ, thanks for joining us here courtside. You came in with 15-15 to play. You stayed out there the whole time. What was key to your success tonight for a career high 18?
Just trying to do whatever we do to win. We've been here before. It was down 15, and we knew that it was going to be a dogfight. So we came out possessive by possession, trying to chop the wood.
Yeah, take me through the conversation at halftime. I mean, you guys down 16 points at half and able to come back. What was that conversation like? To me, it seemed like you guys had a calm the whole way. It didn't seem like you were rattled.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about we've been here before. I think that's a big part of it. That we know how to play, man. I think we took them for granted, and we came out the second half and we played ball.
What was the key defensively down the stretch for you guys to just really suffocate Northwestern?
Doing all the little things, focus on the scout, and getting rebounds, finishing the possession. I think that was the thing that got us on the stretch.
Well, LJ, congratulations, man. Heck of a win. I know the career high is cool, but you were wanting that win more, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There's LJ Kaysen. Appreciate you, buddy. We appreciate LJ coming by. We'll come back with our post-game show when we continue. Wolverines 87, Wildcats 75. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is a place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
Some drinks come in a bottle, some in a can. Only one comes in a ball and brings the buzz. We're Buzz Balls, the ready-to-go cocktail that's shaped like a ball. Coincidence? We think not. Big flavor, big buzz, ready to go. Buzz Balls. It's a ball. It's a drink. It's a whole vibe. Please drink responsibly. Buzz Balls, available in spirit, wine, and malt. 15% alcohol by volume. Buzz Balls, LLC, Carrollton, Texas.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Ford has just announced new offers on the 2025 Bronco Sport. Right now, check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend, which comes standard with 5 available GOAT modes. AZ Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $319 a month for 36 months, with $1,939 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Payment includes $1,000 Open Trade Assist and $750 ICI Alternative Cash. Offers are only valid on Package 200A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by March 31st. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this Bronco Sport Big Bend for $319 a month for 36 months, while it lasts, only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
It's time to break down today's Michigan basketball game. Welcome to the postgame show. Highlights, stats, and interviews are on the way. Now, here's your host, Rob Joyce.
With 14:22 left, Michigan found itself down 16 points. And then the Wolverines blitzed Northwestern the rest of the way, actually wind up not only overcoming that deficit, winning by double digits, 87-75 in a wild night from Welsh Ryan Arena. Coming up, all the highlights, especially in the fun second half. Give you the box score here from head coach Dusty Mann, a couple of Michigan players. We already heard from LJ Kaysen. We'll hear from a couple more. But as always, we start with Terry Mills from Evanston. Terry, we can question certainly why it got to that point, but 24 games into the year, we learned something new about this team.